Bring the drums in.
I got that ganja and I'm bagua, poppin' a cooler. No poppin' the news, the tricks they tried to play didn't fool us. Nah, since day one I've been trying to give y'all shit that's gon' move us. I'm done talking about that change, I'm just gon' prove it. Word. I got a customs, I won't move until we collected. All of them bad vibes getting detected. I dissect and I redirect that shit. That trap Katifa hurting my wooyah, but it humbled me for sure. Them just some days that I won't forget. Now the sex is epic, making messes. We fuck when it's least expected. Living like we young and reckless. Every day we make corrections. We don't do too much reflecting. Cause now I'm overseas. This what I would tell the younger me. Be anything that you wanna be. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. All my OGs tell me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. My big homie told me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. You gotta survive so you can see that. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later.
Yeah. I'm at the burden, it certainly hurted me. What don't kill me, make me Hercules. Jesus died when he was 33, like 33, but when it's serving cream, I had to hurdle over my adversities. Not the one that's running with the herding sheep. No amount of currency could purchase me. When I was fucked up and had to ride the train, scraping couch cushion, trying to find some change. I would pray for them times to change. Hard times draw my mind to range. But my niggas that's going through it know you feel us. The problems that pile up a pill won't get rid of. Fight through it, harder pressure will kill you. Greater later, go and get it, don't give up.
It get greater later. This started with pen and paper. Stay creative, innovative. This thing called entertainment's not real. Thought you solidified, now your spots feel. Everybody wanna play the game till they all feel. My bars age perfectly. This 5 burn 3rd degree. You ain't heard of me, just know that every verse is worth the fee. Put in the work now, it's gon' pay off. You see my team, we never take a day off. I always tell my homies it get greater later.
It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. All my OGs tell me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. My big homie told me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. You gotta survive so you can see that. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later.
Been putting down for a cool minute. What really matters what you do with it. Got a sick verse like the flu hit it. No, I can't if old dude did it, so it's on. Putting my truth in song. True grit for my journey was my flex. Now I'm out here dropping bombs, but keeping it calm. And know I've been facing my struggles. I got my weight up building muscle. They bout to be peeping the hustle. Ain't think it gets greater later, but it does though. Not one of these niggas that needed excuses. I'm breaking it down. They ain't move cause they choose it. Don't make it confusing. I do what I does like water. I'm fluid and don't do well with all that gray area. Why they loving you more when they bury ya? And I'm best when I'm busy. I'm making these songs while they all get a litty. From no love to getting these props in the city. Now it's a good look to fuck with me. These days it's a luxury. I can show you love who got love for me. And patience is key. But I open the door if you leave. Was always right there with your needs. Staying locked in while I'm rolling my weed. And now it goes up like it was the Space Needle. I'm rocking John Lennon's like I was a Beatle. Ain't no Captain Planet, ain't playing on Cheeto. But people know where they trying to feed you, just trust. Yeah.
It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. All my OGs tell me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. My big homie told me. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. You gotta survive so you can see that. It gets greater later. It gets greater later. It gets greater later.